Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all well and safe and having a great day. My day's going pretty well. I'm in my studio again. I just love coming in here, getting down and doing some painting. So today I've been working in Artrage. Been doing a lot of oil painting in Realistic Paint Studio and Rebel and in Critter. And I've neglected Artrage a bit, I thought. And I'm working on, or toying with the idea of working on doing a comparison of all of the oil painting apps out there. So I thought I would come back to Artrage just to remind me how good it is or not, before I do the comparison. So anyway, this is an oil painting in Artrage. It's of Lumsdale Water in Derbyshire, a little waterfall, and I really hope you enjoy the painting. Let's just get straight into it. Well, today I am in Artrage and I'm going to paint this waterfall at a place called Lumsdale Water. And I'm just basically, because I've been using Rebel oils, I'm going to do a painting in this, and the idea is I'm going to work through one or two oil paintings in different apps, and then I'm going to do a comparison of all of the different apps. So that's what I intend to do. Whether I actually achieve that, I don't know. I think I'm just going to colour the canvas actually. So I guess here I can see canvas settings, canvas colour. I'm just going to do it this way. Purple. Something like that. Yeah, that's perfect. So I can now start painting, and I'm going to begin with the unclean brush. I've got a big canvas. It's sort of 24 inch by 16 by 300 dots per inch, and I'm just going to start sketching this out. Actually, a bit unusual for me when I'm doing oils, but so I feel like it. Today I might be using some thick oil, some tubes of paint. So I was thinking I could get in like these tubes of paint, just add in, look, water, maybe the colour a little bit. Don't know if this will work or not. This is painting friend of mine, painting a photo a friend of mine took years ago, and he said he was happy for me to paint from them. So I did one the other week actually. The first oil painting I did in Rebel, I used one of those photos. So yeah, that's quite like that. Right, anyway, back to the brushes. It should default back to the brush I was using before. Now I've got thick paint on, obviously it's going to be difficult to get dark colours next to it, because straight away it smears in with that paint. Could try a different brush. Let's just try normal square brush. I bet it'll be tiny. Yep. I'm gonna make it big. Yeah, that's better. Just so I can get some. The dirty brush just mixes with the colour. I want to get some of these shapes. In. Kind of rock there. One. Got this big rock here. It's got some green on it. Like that. I'm hoping once I start painting, shut that down actually. Once I really get into it, I can just pick all the colours off the canvas, not worry too much. By having to pick them off the colour picker. That way you do get really a well balanced painting. That should be a bit higher actually. See blue there. That comes out quite a bit more, doesn't it? Sometimes, you know, you get totally disjointed. I'm missing a rock, I can see that, but we can soon pop that in there like that. Just going to sort of blend these colours in. This is going to be fun to see if I get something nice with this. I'm conscious of the palette I'm working with now, so I'm sort of wandering slightly off the colour palette of the actual rocks. This is that sort of ugly stage, isn't it? That we get. So don't go away, don't switch off, because I'm pretty sure when we get to the end, we're going to have something very different to show you. I've got showing on this colour picker. I've got show complementary use, and I want to switch that off because I just want to be able to slide that around I just found it a bit off-putting. Got to be careful I don't go too light here. Got some colour in it, but I think I'm going to go put the light in and paint over it with a darker colour perhaps. So it's kind of base colour I'm going with. And I can sort of sketch some of these rocks, look. Boulders and things. Like that. And around here. Right, at this point I am making it up. You just really find it difficult. Just not difficult, but I really struggle with the idea of trying to get everything looking exactly like photo, and I'm just using it as a reference to spark my imagination, really. That's what I want to do, and then create a piece of art that doesn't necessarily have to look like photo. So we've got this jutting out like that, going through there, that. I see where I'm going with this now. It's looking all right. I think this is going to be definitely a picture that would benefit with some glazing on it. So you see what I'm doing here? Just sort of putting that side of that rock in. So a lot of this is in the dark, which we can definitely work with glazers. But I'm not at that stage yet. we go. I think a thinner brush. Yeah, that's it. So I can now come in with the sky. I want it a bit yellower actually. Put into those negative trees. Like that. Bring that down to the water. I think we could go there like that actually. And I think this water should come kind of right up to there. I think at this point I'm going to swap to the thick gloss square. Let the brush a bit bigger. I use the shift and the square key, by the way. For that. And then try that palette knife. Can I just drag that down, look? Just to get that soft water effect. That works quite well, doesn't it? Use the brush again, put some here. Paint, get that palette knife. Excuse me. Just gives it that look. Soft. Yeah. And then along the bottom. Spread that out. Right. Zoom in a little bit. How long have I been painting for? Let's have a quick look. 18 minutes, that's not bad. Not bad. I think I'm going to go in with this glaze layer now, so I'll just move that out of the way a second. Create a new layer. Let's change the blend mode. Let's change it to multiply. Like back there. And then I can start adding. I might just sort of change this as I'm going. I'm just going to use better choose the paintbrushes. Just going to use a normal square to start with, which means I'm probably going to have to make it bigger. Yeah. See, we're getting shadows in here. painting these rocks. Not lose the detail underneath. If I vary the tone, I can get a lighter bit. Like that. Guess I can do sort of line work as well. Make it darker again. This is just my first layer of shadows and glazing, and I'll probably paint over it again. But can I use a knife to softens it a bit? Yes. That's not too bad, is it? Back to the brush. It just gives you lots more scope for adding detail. That wants to be lighter. Leave that one. Over this water. Use that knife to blend it a little bit. Kind of like that warmer colour down here as well. Don't forget this is a glaze I'm putting on. Darker. Difficult to sample colours when you're glazing. It doesn't quite work. I could draw into this as well, draw some negative shapes into it if I wanted. quite nice. Sort of the water. We're getting there, I think we're getting there. I can use really thin lines as well. Just make this brush smaller. About, I don't know, what's that? A bit thicker than that, perhaps. I think there's room for putting a brush full there. Oh, a bit bigger. But there. This might be too dark. And take that up. Yeah. Make it lighter. What if I should use instead of using a normal square, if I use the thick gloss, put a brush full on, then use the palette knife. Yeah, that gives you much more. But overdid it a bit there then. Back the other way. Oh, I need to be working on, now I've got these shadows in, I guess I need to be creating another new layer to continue painting. That's quite nice actually. I could probably pick this colour up. Too dark. That seems to be the way to do it. I've got it now. Put the paint on, smear it, and then go back in with the white. That will come down there like that. You look all soft and beautiful. Change back to the white. There. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. What I want to do now? Right, get some more, a bit more colour in. Maybe, I don't know. What does frost do? It might be nice on some of these. There's a blending knife on some of these rocks. If I get in some this thick gloss. Actually, I could use some of my own brushes. So what does that do? Yeah, it's all right. It's quite nice, but I think I might just pick some of my custom brushes. Let's see what we've got. Thick oil over paint. That sounds nice. Oh, look at that. So I can now think about putting in greens here. Now this does lag a bit, I have to say, but when you're just using it for detail, it don't really matter, does it? I bet I could take the palette knife. Just there's some really nice effects. So this thick paintbrush I've got, I'm liking that. Let's come more towards the blue. It's a great effect, but it is quite laggy. You do get, look, when I zoom in, look at this thick paint. Got this splash of dirty terps as well, which is quite nice for done thick. Which is really nice for this foreground, isn't it? Kind of mixing the paint as well as we go. Not a bit too bright. I've got a fairly big brush here actually. Let's make the brush a bit smaller and it might be a bit more manageable with less lag. Better. I don't normally use these brushes when I'm working on such a big canvas. It just shows you how laggy they do get. I think a little bit more around here, and then you know, for the texture, and that will do. And then I can go back to the other. I don't ever remember them being that laggy before. Put a boulder there. That's cool. Right, that's enough for the thick paint brushes, I think. Although I could use the what was it? Thin oil paint. What's this then? No. One thick brush. Ah, this is nice because I can use this to do the calligraphy work that I want. Maybe not. It's still a bit laggy. I'm going to go back to the traditional brushes. I'm going to use a thick gloss, but I'm going to make it quite small actually. Yeah, that's it. Now I can work at a decent speed. Just want to define some of these rocks in the front now. I've got the thick paint on there. So put a few little dots and things, marks on these stones. Yeah, we're getting there. Oh, I meant to pick the dark colour up and I forgot. A few of the cracks in the stones. I'm just sort of looking where I've got natural sort of lines and then I'm turning them into like rock fractures in the rocks. Like that. Yeah. Same this side. Let's do the same this side. Definitely over here. The question I've got to ask you is, if I do a comparison, I'm just wondering if I should do just like a little sketch, or just sort of try the brushes out and show you what each of the brushes do in different apps, or should I paint the same picture in different apps to see what features they've got and see what the results look like, because I'd be interested to paint this in Rebel and see how it looks in that, see if it looks much different. What do you think? Let me know. Which would be the best way to go about it. I want that to be a bit more sticking out a little bit like that. It's better. Maybe even come up a little bit like that. There. Different shadows on different rocks. Should I? Is that a bit distracting? I don't think it is. I'm just wondering if I should just create one more layer, make it multiply. There we go. Choose the unclean brush, make it big. Just put a little bit of a wash over that. Yeah, just like that, maybe. Little bits like there. Putting a few little marks. Stones. I'm nearly finished this, to be honest. I think that's it. I could just do a little bit of defining work. around there like that. Maybe just zoom in on this a bit. I don't know if this is an oil painting or more of an illustration, to be honest. I don't know if I'm liking this. No, I'm just gonna do that a little bit. But I'll tell you what I could do. I'm just thinking about getting some leaf shapes in, and I could do it with the shadow, just like sort of like that, more so. I'm thinking. Yeah, that'll do. Do I like that? No, I don't. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. I think that's fine. What I'm going to do now is just sign this off. There we are, Steve Elliott. So, painting in Artrage, I was going to use loads of tubes of paint and I didn't. And I've got quite a graphic looking style for that. But I do like it. I like the colour in the foreground and all the muted colours in the background. That's for an interesting composition. Really hope you've liked this video. If you have, big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I have lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. Don't forget everybody, stay safe, stay sane, keep painting, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.